It's not gonna come out just for a whole YouTube aspect, but I'm gonna save that in my head. But anyways, are we good with the mental health? Do we feel like we kind of discussed it in a proper manner?
I feel like we did.
Okay.
Let me pull the logic note since we're here for you guys. If anybody's watching this and they feel like they need to talk to someone, they're in or they feel they're in emergency, or they feel they need to talk to someone, go ahead and call the National Suicide Prevention Hotline at 800-273-8255.
Are you fucking kidding me? Did you just use fucking 20 seconds of our episode for the hotline ad?
Hey man,
what the fuck is this?
Mental health. Might as well.
Bro. Well, shit. I mean,
might as well, man.
They better pick up the phone call if anybody does call.
I would hope that they do.
And answer with, imagine you call one of those lines.
You couldn't work there.
No, hell no.
You for sure.
I get fired with a lot. Bro, they would literally go to the office and try to find me.
Someone would call and be like,
first sentence.
Someone would call and be like, I want to die. Try gonna be like, well, why didn't you do it yet? The fuck wrong with you?
No, I wouldn't say that.
I
wouldn't say that. I would have been like, see you in hell tomorrow.
That's worse. That was worse. What's wrong with him?
I think I said that to you. I was like, I'm going to hell anyway, so why does that matter? But that's neither here nor there. No, imagine you calling one of those lines and you're like, in your head, you're like, okay, whoever across that line is gonna pick up and change my life. And the person who like happened to pick up your line just had a horrible day. That person just chose violence. He woke up and was like, you know what? Whoever the fuck called me today about their mental health issue, I'm gonna give them hell. They better be fucking recording those phone calls because I'm
pretty sure they do.
Yeah.
More of the story is everybody deals with their mental health different, but when it comes to the mental health of the people that we care about, we have to be a little more, I guess, cognizant, a little more sensitive of their feelings. Because you never know what someone is going through. You never know if today someone might, even if it's some people that we love, you never know if today someone might decide that, you know what, this might be my last day.
Yeah.
Like, I'm over it. I'm about to go ahead and just check out. It's already 3 p.m. Yeah. Let me get up out of here.
And let me tell you, if you know me, don't come to me with that shit. I would just say, suck it up and deal with it. Because that's what my mom told me. That's what my mom told me all the time. Hey, your problem is your problem. Don't ever let your problem be somebody else's problem. Now, you a grown-ass man. If you put yourself in the gutter, you get yourself out the gutter.
That's true. That is true.
I don't know. That's something that I would say, but hey, it's not for everybody. So I get
asking help, but that is true. You got it. In order to get help, you have to be able to. You have to want to get yourself out anyway.
Yeah, so and I think we were talking about the whole drug addict, and that's a whole nother stratosphere where it's like that if you have that and mental health issue, that's a triple X type of thing where it's like, even if you get help, maybe help isn't actually help, because help can potentially be the reason why you relapse. Because a lot of people relapse after rehab.
But that's the whole different thing. You have with that. It's the same. I mean, it's still the same thing as mental health, but with that, it's even more so. If drug addiction is even on top, you have to want it for yourself. With mental health, you have to want to get yourself out. But with mental health, somebody can almost, in a sense, want to help you more than yourself. But when it comes to drug addiction on top, you have to want it.
Yeah. It's almost frustrating for like a loved one of like a drug addict that's trying to like reel them out of that, out of that zone. It's so tough because like it can be like demoralizing, because you can feel like you're making progress and then the person just goes right back into that corner and it just goes right back, and it's like, and they give you like, it's just a one time. It's like a one time for you is like 100 times,
Exactly.
So
how many times is it going to be this last time?
Right. And drugs have ended, multiple relationships, like friendships and family members. I know I had to end a relationship because of it. I know many people, and like the mental health along with the fucking drug addict, I think, is the worst problem that people can go through, because like essentially nobody but themselves can help themselves. I mean, you can do anything you can. I don't even think rehab really works, and it's proven that it doesn't work. It works to an extent. It only works towards certain characters.
But like I said, it all goes back to you when you go to rehab and stuff. Because when most people who are addicted to drugs, probably it has to do some with mental health. It doesn't have to be like they're fucking crazy or nothing, but it could be like depression.
Right.
Usually what it is depression. People take drugs to cope with the pain.
Mm-hmm.
They get used to the drugs. They become addicted. You have to want to stop doing the drugs for yourself and just want to be happy just because you're happy, not because you're high.
Yeah.
So, and it's hard. So people that's not an easy thing because drugs also have their own chemicals that make you addicted. So it's really just a hard thing to do.
Yeah. All right, man. I think we kind of tackled that topic head on a little bit. Kind of moving towards something that's very interesting. Last week was the E3 conference, and this might be for any of you GME stockholders. This whole conversation we're about to have, but
it's Gamestop for y'all that don't know.
Yeah. So Xbox is planning to create a streaming device for the Game Pass called the Perfect Dark Zero. So like essentially taking the whole console aspect out of gaming. I know they just released this, and this isn't going to come anytime soon because it's going to be a little hard because now you have to work with the TV providers, the Samsung, the Sony, and the Vizios. So basically, essentially what it is to have the whole system inside of the TV, and all you need is a controller. So now they're trying to take away the console because like console is very, very like costly for Xbox, for Microsoft and Sony. Mm-hmm. Like building a console, selling it, they're not making profit from console. Like you heard reports of like Microsoft and Sony losing a shit ton of money from their console.
It's not because people aren't buying it. It's because
it's not. To be honest, no, because it's expensive to make them, and to be honest, bro, we should be paying like. That Xbox should be more than $500. It should be like $1,000 or $1,200. Like they're selling a laptop for Apple selling.
They're selling a gaming PC.
Huh?
Oh, you talking about Microsoft or Apple?
No, I'm talking. No, I'm comparing. Like, because a laptop from Apple costs over $1,000.
Yeah.
You can get a brand new console for $500. That console could actually be like as much as $1,000, but they're not charging people that much, so they're not really making profit.
Because the reason they're not making profit off of the consoles is because they plan on it's gonna be slow right now because of COVID and everything. But within this next couple of years, the whole goal is you're gonna make shit ton of money off of games.
Right.
Then the consoles are still new. It's not a lot of games out yet. Like we both got them. It's not.
Another thing is that the production aspect it's been really slowed down because the chip shortage. They didn't have enough chips, and the whole because of COVID they haven't really been able training and all that.
Huh? And all the bots.
The bots are just the people buying the shit in advance, but I'm talking about the shortage in chip that need to be that needs in order to make the console itself.
Production process.
Right.
Okay.
And so my question is that now hold up. Let me pause. All right. My fault. My dog. He loves to be in the podcast, but eventually he'll fucking bother. But I think I was saying the question is that so within the last 5 years, have you bought an actual CD game? Have you? Because with this new news coming out, I feel like the cloud gaming is gonna be on the rise. That's never gonna end. I think everything is going through streaming, and then now everything is going to be essentially subscription because you see Xbox really digging into their Game Pass, and I fucking love Game Pass, and I think it's a great thing because eventually everything will be subscription. You seen like, Netflix started it, but now you see like all the cable news channels starts to have their own subscription. HBO Max, Hulu, ESPN, everything is subscription.
I personally don't like it for gaming because even
you don't or you do.
Yeah, no, I don't like it for gaming.
You don't like it for gaming.
To answer your question, the last time I bought what is this? 2K20. I bought that disc. I don't know why, but for an example. So here's an example. So 2K21,
Right.
the Mamba edition. When you buy the disc of the one with Kobe, you get like a poster,
Right.
like of Kobe and shit. Certain stuff, even like with old Call of Duties, older games, there was older games that you get like GTA, all the GTAs. When you buy the disc, you get like a poster. I remember with GTA 4 with San Andreas, like the cover, like the manual turns into a poster. That's the one thing I like about being able to buy discs, like for to be able to collect it. And two, me personally, when I buy games, I want to buy a game. Like if I buy a game, it's because I know I'm gonna play it. I don't want to always just have to like do the Game Pass streaming where okay, you could play the game, but it's not technically yours if you don't pay your Game Pass. Like if you don't pay that month, then you can't play the game.
But if you do the math, you're paying essentially like $14.99 a month, and a game essentially costs like $60. If you want to get like Deluxe Legend, that's like $100. If you do the math, you're gonna be saving yourself a whole lot of money if you're just gonna be on Game Pass. Now, mind you, Game Pass isn't gonna have like every single fucking game that comes out.
Exactly.
That's the negative of Game Pass. But like, I guess for a gamer like me, Game Pass has like everything I fucking need.
But my
play rap with him.
My thing is sometimes I just like to buy the game personally.
Yeah,
like,
you want to have the actual disc and the CD.
Even if I buy it digitally, I just want to have the game. I want to know that this game is. If it's certain games, I want to buy the CD. Like if it's Halo, if it's a new Halo, if it's something that they might have like some collector's items inside the disc, then I want to buy the disc. But I just rather just buy the game and know that it's mine.
Right.
Know that no matter what happens, no matter if I want to play offline and I didn't pay for my online membership or whatever, I can still play my game. I don't want to have to worry about if I don't have internet, then I can't play my game. If I didn't pay for a certain subscription, then I can't play a certain game. Like I want to just be able to play my games whenever I want, when I want, what time I want. And that's the thing with the subscription. It's almost going to be like they're going to be able to do whatever they want. They could put games on there. They could take them off. So like you can have a game and then they take it off of Game Pass and now you don't have that game no more.
I don't feel like they've taken games.
I think the only really have, but
I think the only game where they took it off for like a short period of time was like GTA 5, I believe. But I try to look at the list a lot. They don't really take off a lot of games.
Look what they do with music when streaming first started, or look with music now. You can't, if you go on streaming services where there's Apple Music, Tidal, Spotify, fucking Google Play, Amazon Music. I don't know who the fuck make music like streaming services, but if you go to any of these music streaming services, you can't find specifically for hip hop, like rap and that music culture. You can't find mixtapes. And think of any mixtape like from the past.
What you mean? You can find a lot of like artists just like being able to upload their music, which is essentially a way better way to have exposure for your music rather than going around passing out CDs.
But through streaming, it's a lot of songs that if you go on Apple Music, you could look for a lot of old mixtapes, old rap mixtapes. You're not gonna find them on there because they're not there.
Take the streaming out of it. Where are you gonna go into an actual shop and buy the CDs?
No, mixtapes were never like in shops. You know how many you download it from DatPiff, fucking all these other like old hip hop websites.
I know, but you can do that now too if you really want to just download shit.
It's
online.
It's way harder.
Well, because a lot of them kind of moved over to the streaming platforms.
Yeah, and so when moving over to the streaming platforms, a lot of shit you can't find online because with mixtapes, especially specifically so I'm talking about rap, because with mixtapes, a lot of rappers on their mixtapes, they do freestyles and they use beats like from other songs, but the shit doesn't get clear because it's a mixtape. It's not, you're not getting paid off a mixtape. It's just for free, like for the fans. Yeah. So shit doesn't get cleared. You'll never hear that song on a streaming service because it's probably never gonna get cleared. Use Drake for example. You know how the care package shit. None of that shit was ever on streaming service. That shit. You know how long it probably took to get a lot of that shit cleared?
I don't know. It was on there eventually.
Use Wiz, for example. Fans have been asking for like 28 grams and a lot of his old mixtapes to come to streaming services.
But does he even have it is the question. If he doesn't have it, of course it's not going to be on the streaming platform.
It's on SoundCloud because SoundCloud is for free. You don't really
get paid. You can get it on SoundCloud. I'm just saying there's other outlets.
But it's not... Sometimes it's but the whole thing is not everything is on SoundCloud. Not every single mixtape.
But that's the thing with everything is like, you know, not one platform is gonna have everything you need. So you essentially gotta like
you're not
scattered and try to find it.
Here's where you're missing it. There's certain shit that has basically been erased from the internet. Like you could look for certain mixtapes there, you're not gonna find them on the internet no more.
Okay.
You gotta like fucking try to go to like fucking Reddit forums, like do all this shit like Zipwire, Zippy Share, all that old shit.
Nah, that shit gone, bro. What is it you used to use? Lemonade?
LimeWire, all that shit.
LimeWire. That used to be my shit.
You're gonna have to try to go through all that Bookshare, all B-Share.
Keep running through laptops because of
Zippy Share, all
virus.
those websites, bro. You would have to try to go to Frostwire too. Like you would have to go to try to find those don't work no more. But like the other ones I named, like the Zippy Shares and all those.
They got sued, right?
Yeah, because they were illegally.
Yeah. They got sued.
But with the mixtapes, you can't even find them on there. It's like the music companies almost in a sense got a lot of this stuff just deleted off the internet, so fans can't really listen to it.
Well, damn.
That's the one thing I don't like about streaming service. They could control.
Well, you can't say that about gaming because gaming,
it's a little different.
If it exists, it exists.
Yeah, you don't really got to clear anything for gaming.
So my question is that like now that we see gaming has kind of gone digital, and Xbox essentially, you know, going away from console after this new generation. Like I can't see anything that GameStop could potentially do in order to stay in business because the model has been failing for the last couple years.
Yeah.
And it doesn't look like it's gonna thrive. But you know, there's a lot of fucking people who believe GameStop can actually like revive itself.
I think they possibly can. It's gonna be hard, but I could care less about GameStop. I just think that we should fucking I don't think that we should make gaming streaming.
But
like, I think we should keep gaming the way it is right now.
I know. Well, that's an easy thing to say. But like for this topic, like how do you even see GameStop becoming like elevating and be innovative to a point where like they can still stay in the marketplace? Because whether you like it or not, like I know, for example, I haven't bought a disc in years, and I don't think I will ever buy a disc because I'll just be on Game Pass, or I'll just go on the Microsoft Store and just buy.
Yeah, it's way more convenient to buy digitally, but there is still a small market of people who like to buy discs, especially like if you want to play like older games like Xbox 360 games or PS3 games, because you know the newer generations are backwards compatible. You would have to get a disc. Not all of those are gonna like Xbox and PlayStation said that supposedly they've been saying that since before the next gen came out that they were saying
Xbox is compatible for everything.
Microsoft said specifically that before the end of last gen, the Xbox One, that damn near every game from Xbox 360 was supposed to be backwards compatible. We still don't see. No, it's not. Not every single game.
I know, but PS5 is the one that's lagging. PS5 isn't like
it's
backward
still not,
compatible.
even with Microsoft, it's still not a lot of. There's a lot of games missing.
That's true, but it's better than PS5 when it comes to backward compatibility.
But my thing is, sometimes people just like to play nostalgia. Like for example, if you stop this, then what about the people who still like to play on the older systems?
Okay, so for those people, do you think they're gonna actually keep GameStop afloat? Like, cause that model, so. Like. But they gotta cut a shit ton of stores. They can't be having a lot of stores.
They're probably gonna have to make a lot of cuts. I think GameStop will become more of like not a mom and pop, but a smaller like big name. It won't be as big as it used. Like you won't see a shit ton of GameStops. But I don't.
Well, they're trying to. From what I heard is they're trying to be like quote unquote like more e-commerce, so like online. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, when it comes to online, there's Amazon. Like you're not gonna be Amazon.
One way GameStop can increase their value is if they keep disc and they increase the value of disc when people trade them in.
But how do you increase the value of disc if you know new games are going to be made?
Damn, and if I have NCAA 14 right now, and I take it to GameStop and say I want to trade this in or I want to sell it to you guys for
$0, maybe 2 cents,
they'll give me $2. If I take that same NCAA 14 disc for Xbox 360 and sell it on eBay, I'll sell it for $200. So yes, if they
200, you tripping, bro?
Google it right now. Google it, I'm dead ass.
You tripping?
I'll Google it for you.
NCAA what?
It might be like $100.
NCAA
Football
football.
14. That shit is not $50 no more. You're not gonna find that game for $50.
GameStop.
If you go to GameStop and they actually have one in stock,
Not available.
it's not in stock.
All right.
Why is NCAA 14 so expensive?
Amazon. Well, okay, you name the one game that's out.
Okay.
Oh, buy new, $5. Amazon. Right here.
You're gonna get scammed. I'm letting you know.
Bro, I'm on Amazon.com. I'm on Amazon.com.
I've sat here for the past year and watched like YouTubers that play games play NCAA 14 and say out of their own mouths, you know how hard it was to find this game? I spent $100 just for this one disc.
Oh shit! Never mind.
Exactly,
Never mind. $384 for this one.
Exactly.
Okay, well, motherfucker, you named the one game that's not made right now.
But that's my point. That's where GameStop can increase their value in retro stuff that's not in sale. That's only a limited stock that's not being made no more.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a big market for games like that. Not just specifically that game, for games, but even that game. But there's a market for old retro games.
Oh my God. If you want to get the Xbox 360
with the
Slim,
game, it's like $800, isn't it? It might be $1,000.
It is.
It's $1,000 just because of that game.
No, it's $800.
Told you, bro.
No, $600.
See, and that's an Xbox 360.
That's crazy. Okay,
do you see? And that's why I'm saying, like, bro,
I gave my last Xbox away. I should have held on to that bitch.
That's my point. You take that same NCAA to Xbox, that same game, you gonna get because they know that there's a market. They may give you $30 for it. They may give you $50.
Right.
But you sell that same game to eBay. You just said it was on eBay or Amazon for $300. There's a market in retro games that GameStop isn't hitting because they're too cheap. Instead of trying to actually.
That's a good point.
That's the reason that
it's kind of like going into like Pokemon cards.
It's almost like going to GameStop is almost like a pawn shop. They be trying to finesse the customers, and that's where.
Right.
And I don't even think the reason GameStop died and digital gaming, like digital games, was created is because people was tired. It was like, what's the point of me
trading in my shit? Like I remember I bought a game for $60, literally traded in like 2 weeks later, and they're like, "We'll give you 27." I'm like. No, well, motherfucker, what? This game is $60.
Yeah, I brought a brand new game. Didn't like it. Took it back a couple days later. They gave me $35 for a $59 game.
Yeah, they should have gave us at least, if the game on the market for $60, you bought it, and 2 weeks later, you wanna sell it in. Like, I think you should get at least like 45.
And the thing with GameStop is they know the value of games, but they don't want to pay out customers because they're just greedy and they want all the money to themselves. And that's where their downfall is going to be.
Yeah, but also
because there's a market in this.
Also, like they I think they hired a new CEO, and he was the guy that worked for Chewy, and Chewy's pretty popping right now because Chewy is basically an Amazon for dog.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about. Chewy.
Yeah. For dog food, all things pets related.
Yeah, I know. You're talking
and they have really good deals. The business is really good. The stock is booming. The only reason why this topic is is really interesting is because we're both gamers. Yeah, and also like I used to buy a shit ton of things from GameStop. I don't want them to go out of business, but I just can't really see a marketplace where they like can thrive in like 2022, 2023, 2024 going forward, considering like everything is subscriptions and digitally.
I think if they can figure out a way to get like a deal with like Sony and Nintendo and Microsoft to get more accessories, more actual like Microsoft and Sony and Nintendo accessories, not like the third party shit like the Nyko and the Bearcats and all that. Yeah. If they could get the actual like first party accessories, I think they could have more market, because you go into GameStop sometimes and you're just trying to get it. I don't buy third party controllers no more. If my controller breaks, I'm just gonna spend $60 and get another Microsoft controller. But you go into GameStop sometimes and they be out of stock. Whereas if you go to Best Buy or Target or Walmart, they usually, even if they sometimes out of stock too, but it seems like they have more inventory of like the Microsoft and Sony and Nintendo shit compared to GameStop, which is strictly a game store.
Yeah.
So I think they need to figure out how to get more accessories.
Yeah,
there's a lot of
there
ways.
was
That
reports
GameStop
where
can
they're
stay
trying to
afloat.
go into like NFTs now. They're trying to do stuff with they're trying to do
There's
stuff.
a lot of ways they could stay afloat. They just have to stop.
It's
being
gonna
so
be
greedy.
hard. It's gonna be hard, and especially if there's no console to be sell and everything is subscription. Oof.
Well, I hope they don't.
Man,
do that.
I mean, I'm
I
sure-
would like to still have a console.
I think they should start their own subscription.
I would personally like to still have a console just for like
A
this.
subscription
No.
for renting old games.
No, but I'm talking about how Microsoft is. You're saying that they might be like a streaming thing and they might get rid of the console. I
Right.
would like to have a console for this.
It's called for anybody who don't know, it's called Perfect Dark Zero, which is the name that they would like to call it, the new gen of gaming, if you want to say it.
It's no fun in gaming if you can't take a picture of your setup with your PC.
But it's kind of. But don't you think it's kind of cool? Like maybe they can make. Maybe they're gonna save costs of building a console, and then you can just buy a gaming TV, and that TV is essentially gaming. Or you can download an Xbox app on your TV and just have the controller, and then just play everything through the app.
I just like the console for.
It's gonna be hard because
I guess it would be more convenient, less wires and shit.
Yeah,
but I would like it for the aesthetics.
But I don't think we're gonna get this for another decade because now you got if they don't create their own TV, they have to like now be in contact with all the TV companies and somehow develop a fucking system within the TV,
like a smart TV, like with the Roku's and the Sharp smart TV.
Right. It's gonna be a long this. I mean, obviously, this is for the future.
Anytime soon.
Yeah, no. I mean, you gotta let this generation play out at least another 7 years because that's how the console lasts 7 years.
Nah, these could last longer because.
Well, no, I'm saying the cycle. Usually, every 7
what I'm
years they
saying.
come out with a new one. So,
Yeah. Oh, well,
I
yeah,
mean,
that's
we
true.
gotta wait another 6 years to see if the next generation is what they're is going away from console or the one after that. So who knows? But it's a good topic to talk about. And that's it.
Either way, I'm gonna still be gaming. So it don't matter.
Yeah. I'll be gaming as well on Game Pass majority because I'm broke. I refuse to buy a new game.
Well,
if it's not on Game Pass, I ain't playing
Well,
it.
Game Pass comes in handy for like when I like to try shit. But if I know that I really want some shit, I'm gonna buy it.
Yeah.
But if it's shit that I know I might not, I don't want to waste my money if I don't like it. Then Game Pass is good. So let me not say I don't like Game Pass completely.
All right, man. Can't Tell Me Nothing podcast. Like, subscribe, and we out.